Let's get right into it today. We are going to completely shatter the illusion of direct internet connections. We're going to uncover those invisible middlemen that literally power the entire modern web.
Okay, let's dive into this. Think about OpenAI for a second. It's absorbing millions of complex prompts every single second. Or think about massive streaming platforms pushing out global high-definition video. How do they handle that insane amount of traffic without just instantly crashing their actual physical infrastructure? Well, the secret is that those users never actually communicate with the real backend servers. Nope, not directly anyway.
See, we all operate under what I like to call the illusion of the direct connection. When you visit a basic website, you probably just assume your browser initiates a standard handshake right with the final destination, like it's a straight shot, right? But modern enterprise networks and massive cloud applications, they absolutely cannot survive on basic direct connections. They desperately need highly intelligent intermediaries to control, route, and protect all that communication. To really ground this concept, just think of a major corporate headquarters. You don't just waltz right off the street straight into the CEO's office, do you? No way. You get stopped at the corporate reception desk, that receptionist checks your ID, figures out the building's access rules, and decides if you're actually allowed to go up. Well, enterprise networking works exactly the same way. And that brings us to our formal definition. A proxy server is an intermediary system that sits right smack in the middle of two communicating entities. Its job is incredibly specific and absolutely vital. It receives a request, inspects it, applies a strict set of logical rules, and then forwards that communication on behalf of another system. It's literally the ultimate communication middle layer, deciding exactly what happens to networking traffic. Now, within this proxy world, there are two main architectures. Let's start with the forward proxy. This sits squarely between the user and the broader internet. And here is the absolute key takeaway you need to remember. A forward proxy represents the client. It completely controls all outbound communication, acting entirely on behalf of the user to the outside world. To see why this is so critical, imagine a company with 5,000 employees. Management desperately needs to control outbound internet usage, right? They've got to prevent massive malware downloads, stop proprietary data leaks, and just keep their network bandwidth from getting completely maxed out. Letting 5,000 devices talk directly to the raw, unfiltered internet? That offers zero control. It's basically a cybersecurity nightmare just waiting to happen. So let's actually walk through this in action. Say an employee tries to stream Netflix at work, but before that request ever even hits the external web, the forward proxy intercepts it. It checks the corporate policy, sees that high bandwidth streaming is a no-go, and just drops the connection entirely. Boom! The external Netflix server never even knows anyone tried to connect. Bandwidth saved, policy enforced, completely seamlessly. So yeah, internal security teams rely heavily on forward proxies. They're the ultimate governance tool for filtering websites, blocking malware, and caching repetitive requests to speed things up. But it's also a massive privacy and advanced security asset. These proxies can actively inspect traffic for zero-day exploit signatures before anything enters the network. Plus, since the proxy is forwarding the request on the employee's behalf, the external website only ever sees the proxy's IP address, the actual user's identity, and the internal network structure completely hidden. All right, let's pivot the narrative to the other side of this architectural duality, the reverse proxy. This one completely flips the perspective. A reverse proxy sits between internet users and the backend servers. So instead of representing the client, the reverse proxy represents and aggressively protects the server. Think about a massive platform like Amazon. Millions of users visit the site, totally assuming they're connecting directly to Amazon servers. But in reality, a reverse proxy intercepts every single inbound request. It acts as this huge centralized traffic manager, deciding exactly which hidden backend server gets the job of processing that specific shopper's request. Because exposing your internal backend servers directly to the modern internet is just asking for trouble. It's incredibly dangerous. That's exactly why reverse proxies come armed with some serious superpowers. We're talking intelligent traffic distribution, aggressive security filtering, caching, and bot detection. And the last one is huge, considering nearly half of all internet traffic today is just automated bots. The proxy acts as this impenetrable public face, so those fragile backend systems can stay safely tucked away. And this brilliantly illustrates one of my absolute favorite features, SSL termination. Okay, imagine your backend infrastructure has 500 individual servers. If every single one of those 500 servers had to individually crunch the math to decrypt incoming secure TLS traffic,
The CPU performance overhead would be an absolute disaster. Instead, the reverse proxy handles all that heavy encryption math up front. It decrypts the traffic centrally and just passes it cleanly to the backend. It's a massive, massive performance saver.
But beyond just performance, the reverse proxy acts as the ultimate security shield against modern threats. Imagine an attacker unleashing a bot army or trying a zero-day exploit, firing millions of malicious API requests trying to take down your app. The reverse proxy is sitting right there at the edge. It inspects those payloads, spots the anomaly, and absolutely drops those malicious requests before they even get close to your backend servers. I mean, it literally keeps the infrastructure alive. Also, notice how this routing intelligence really forms the foundation of modern API gateways. A single user request hits that reverse proxy. If they ask for the auth API, the proxy routes them strictly to the authentication microservice. A payment API request goes straight to the payment microservice. Modern proxies even handle advanced protocols like gRPC and HTTP/3 totally seamlessly. The user only ever sees one simple entry point, while a whole maze of complex microservices stays safely hidden inside the network. When you zoom out and look at the massive scale of modern tech, you quickly realize the entire ecosystem basically depends on these proxy layers to survive. If you're building in AWS or deploying Kubernetes clusters today, you are relying entirely on reverse proxy architecture. Kubernetes uses them as ingress controllers. Insanely expensive AI systems use them to dynamically rate-limit inference APIs so their GPUs don't literally melt down. Major cloud providers build their entire edge services and traffic management architectures around them. So, the crucial point here is the contrast. The forward proxy represents the client, strictly controls outbound traffic, and hides the user's identity. Meanwhile, the reverse proxy represents the server, dictates inbound traffic, and heavily protects those backend systems. It is the exact same core technology, just deployed with completely opposite goals. Looking at the big picture of this invisible mediator, a user's traffic hits the proxy layer, where these intense security, filtering, and routing rules are applied in mere milliseconds. And only then is the traffic seamlessly routed to its actual destination. It's keeping the backend infrastructure perfectly protected, ensuring performance, security, and scalability all at once, without the user ever noticing even a millisecond of delay. Which brings us to the ultimate question. If the internet is no longer just a web of simple, direct connections, but actually a high-speed maze of intelligent middlemen, what does the future of autonomous, zero-trust proxy filtering really look like? As we move toward AI-managed traffic inspection, just how much smarter will these invisible proxies become? Definitely something to chew on next time you browse a web page. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.